All right, good evening, everybody. At this time, if you're able to rise, please do so for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, at this time we'll open up the first hearing and privilege of the floor. The first hearing privilege floor will be 30 minutes. Each person who wishes to speak gets 5 minutes, and we just ask that you please follow board policy 1230. All right. We will close the first hearing privilege of the floor. Remind everyone that we have the second one towards the end of the meeting. At this time, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Schwartz for her comments.
Thank you. First thing, folks, I just want to let you know that on your agenda today, under the coaching appointments, we have some misspellings of names. So Jeff Pelosi's name is misspelled. That's baseball and then girls lacrosse, Rachel Frederick and Brittany Paul. I'm going to ask you to approve those coaching appointments as they were put forward, and the correction to the spellings will be in your minutes. So that was one thing I wanted to get out. I also want to give you an update on the Athletic Council, where we are with that. Last week I met with Mr. Bednarik, Mr. Giannetti, Ms. Bushman, and Ms. Wells to go through all of the folks who had both volunteered and been nominated for positions on the Athletic Council. It is a pretty hefty crew, so we are working very diligently to create a group that's balanced, both in terms of members of the community, people involved with community sports, coaches, students, administration. And I would anticipate that we will send letters out to folks who have expressed interest and or been nominated the middle of next week, right around January 22nd. And then we're looking at our initial meeting on Wednesday, February 5th at 6 p.m. And we're just debating where we're going to host that, given the size of the crowd. On the 27th, I will have the agenda in your packet so you can see what we will be doing at that first meeting and have an idea about that. And of course, the folks who will be attending will also receive that. So I wanted to let you know about that. I want to commend Megan Johnson, who's in the back hiding, because last week during our Power School breach fiasco, Megan really stayed on that vigorously, for lack of better words, even though it took us quite some time to get a real answer from Power School about whether or not our data had been breached. So she did a great job with that and assisted me with the community communications so they were clear, and that once they were out, they were also accurate. So I want to take this opportunity to thank her for that. That was well done and much, I respect that. And then finally, I just want to remind folks that the job fair created by our students who are part of the Capstone Civics Project will be Thursday morning, 9 to noon. 9 to noon. I see some of you have responded. You're going to get over there. That'll be great. And I certainly am looking forward to seeing what the students have done together as part of that project. And then that will do it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our reports. Legislative, Kim?
Really one big thing I thought that was important. The governor has proposed in the State of the State address that all students will be getting free breakfast and lunch regardless of income. I know Drew has worked very hard already for our district to have that. But this probably will get some state aid coming in, hopefully, for that if it gets passed, which then I hope would help Drew even more figuring out the numbers with respect to free lunch. But I'd like to see every kid in the whole entire state get it. So I thought that was very exciting. And then I just wanted kind of more of a reminder that since the law is now in place, that we have to have a student board member by July 1. So I was just, I would love to see the board involved in figuring out a process to get to there. So I think that's something we probably need to start, Susan, if maybe that's something you could start working on and we could figure out how to do that. That was it for me today.
Good. Thank you. PTA.
Council meeting tomorrow. I won't be there. I'm at a concert, and Chad will cover for me. I know on Friday there's Glenwarden Meet the Principal night. Is that what it's called now? And I don't see it in the calendar, but it's supposed to be a teen town this Friday also in the middle school. So I think it got mixed up in the dates for the calendar, school district calendar from last Friday. And that's all I got for PTA. From? I'm sorry, yes, you do. Or they do.
Nothing new on audit committee. I know we have an audit meeting coming up in the spring. Yeah, yes, sir.
So I communicated to the audit committee that we're going to go out with an RFP for external audit because this year's 24-25 audit will be the last one by Weston Company, and you're required to go out every 5 years. So I sent a draft to the audit committee, a draft RFP, and per how I formed an internal committee, and we'll do a review and bring a recommendation to the audit committee in the spring.
Absolutely. Board of Education Policy Committee.
We have unfortunately not been able to meet some things that came up for Kim. I have been having health problems the last couple months, but I think we're at a point now where we're going to be able to get together before the end of the month and start getting some work done again.
Yep, we have all the other ones done, so it's just a matter of getting those into the, put out and updated, and we should be good to go from there. It's just another couple thousand to finish.
Beautiful.
I had a question about in our goals with respect to the policy, we had specifically talked about weighted grades and the APP process. So I was just curious where we were on that. I know we're going to be getting something in April, but I just wanted to know as of January where we were on those.
We've been working with Drs. Buff and Hanley. They're drafting a document for us that would allow parents to request that the TANF score be overridden because it is still under Section 2, still recommends its use. And then understanding that if you ask that, what the potential repercussions for your child could be physically. So I think we will be changing our practice in that direction. We will still have kids qualify through APP, but if you're not satisfied with the result, that there will be a way to appeal that one section. You would still have to be successful on the other sections.
And are we still on a path for the weighted grades to get something in April for that?
We hope to, yes.
And if we're going to have a student on the board, we need to create a policy for that too.
I'm sorry.
If we're going to have a student member on the board, we need to create a policy for that too. Unless Ms. already has one printed for us.
We wouldn't necessarily need a policy only because it's a regulation enacted by the governor. Potentially, process could be a board policy, but we don't typically have board policies for things that are governed outside of the school.
It was in the one of the mailings we got recently. One of the, I can't remember. It's one of the couple of different mailings that we get as board members. But it said, I think there were 6 or 8 different ways that you can go about doing it. It was the list was pretty robust of the ways you can do it.
Yeah.
I wish I should have brought it. I meant to and I forgot.
Board of Education goals, obviously policy, job fair, other pathways, so congratulations on that. And then forums, which our first forum is this Thursday, 6 o'clock, right here, I believe, in
Yes.
the middle school cafeteria. We have several people that will be attending to speak on school safety and protocol. An email went out, an article on the Gazette that went out. If anybody does have questions, they're supposed to email Julie, I believe, right? Yeah.
Hal, I did send an email that there was an article in the Gazette about that. I have that article with me tonight.
Okay, good.
If anybody'd like to look at it, read it, or see what the Gazette had to say.
Yeah, Susan printed it out as well. So we got it. Good, thank you.
Can we ask for that again to be put on the school calendar and the Osgood School Facebook page, just so other people, I know it went out on Parent Square, but.
And it's up on the website.
I'm sorry?
It's on the website.
I'm
It's
looking
not.
at it, I didn't see it.
It's with tonight's board meeting and safety forum
Yeah.
together.
Susan, it's not on the calendar, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
The bottom, when you look at the
Right.
calendar,
Thank you.
it's not
We'll
on the
get it on the
calendar.
calendar tomorrow.
Thank you. Budget, Drew, anything right now before we wait for the governor?
Well, next board meeting, I'll have the second fiscal projection, and we start this week with our budget meetings with administrators. We'll wait for the governor's budget, and aid runs in the next couple of weeks.
All right, beautiful. All right, moving on. If I get a motion and a second, please, for item number 6.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the memorandum of agreement by and between Scotia-Glenville Central School District and Scotia-Glenville Teachers Association.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Anyone have any questions or comments? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? So moved. Get a motion and a second, please, for item number 7.
I'll move the non-resident student tuition rates for 24-25 as submitted.
Thanks, Pam. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Chad. Any questions on that? Comments?
I had a question. Drew, you said that the increase or the decrease was related to the increase or the decrease in the aidable pupil count. In my non-math head, it looks like it's the opposite of the way it should go. So can you explain to me what that means exactly?
Pupil count is your denominator, so the secondary level had a decrease in enrollment, and the elementary schools were a little more stable from the prior year. So, and it basically takes all the expenses by the secondary and K through 6 level and divides them up. But it's really a factor of the enrollment in those sectors that affects that increase or decrease from the prior year.
Okay, so it looked to me that like the higher number of pupils, the less we got per pupil. Am I understanding that incorrectly or correctly?
The expenses go up, and if the enrollment goes down from the prior year, you're going to see an increase in the tuition rate in that
Okay,
divider.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? So moved. If I get a motion and a second, please, we can move resolutions 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, since they are all gift and donations.
Move to accept and appropriate the gift and donation from an anonymous person to the music department, the gift and donation from Box Tops for Education Program to Glendale Elementary School, the gift and donation from Hannaford Help Schools Programs to Glendale Elementary School, the gift and donation from Marcia Moreau and Deborah Moreau Borden to the James B. Moreau Drama and Basketball Scholarships, the gift and donation from Roger Merman to the Scotia-Glenville Technology Department, the gift and donation from Kimberly Sullivan in care of the Palmer family to Lincoln Elementary in honor of Pat Wheeler, and the gift and donation from Thomas and Elaine Nice to the Patsy Benny Scholarship Fund.
Thank you. And a second.
I'll second.
Emily. Any questions or discussions? Says thank you to everybody. If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstained? So moved. And a motion, second please, resolution to establish the Scotia-Glenville Alumni Association Award.
A motion to establish the Scotia-Glenville Alumni Association Award.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain?
I abstain.
So moved. All right, I can get a motion, please, on communications.
Move communications A through L, staffing 1 through 14, and the placement of students with disabilities as submitted.
Thank you. And a second.
I'll
please.
second.
Thank you. We're approving these with those corrections that Susan had mentioned.
Yes.
Any questions or comments?
I have a question on A2, 18A2 with Mr. Tunis, and I have no issues with Mr. Tunis in getting this. I just didn't understand the math of it because it says effective from January 21 to March 18 of 2025, there's a prorated of 108 daily. But then it backtracks saying on or about February 26th, he's appointed at the rate of 46,315. So there appears to be from February 26th to March 18th, he's has two different numbers to me. How does that work?
Tell me again where you are, Kim.
So number 18A2,
Staffing
Under
too.
staffing stuff.
under staffing, yes. It just seems like there's an overlap of dates between February 26th and March 18, and I wasn't exactly sure how that works.
Yes, Ben, yeah.
It's because we just hired Ben as a teaching assistant for the high school. Except now he's going to be a physical education substitute teacher, which is a different rate of pay. So that littler chunk is the different rate of pay where he will be serving as the substitute teacher. And then when he goes back to the TA position after the maternity leave is up.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was just like, this looks like it's overlapping. I don't understand. So, thank you.
I have the maternity part wrong, Jill.
It's because he has to be 20 days on the sub-rate.
Thank you.
And he goes longer than 20 days in his
Goes to
position,
step.
and then he will move to step. That's part of the subcontract.
Okay.
And after his substitute stint, then he will be appointed as a TA with the TA rate.
Okay.
And that's why it's confusing.
Yes.
Any other
you.
questions?
I had a question.
Yeah.
So maybe for Drew, with all these retirees coming up at the end of the year, how's that affecting our budget for next year? Have we looked at it yet or thought about it?
It affects us in two ways. If we don't replace the people, it has a significant cost savings. If we replace them, it's budget neutral.
Okay.
Because of the health insurance we carry in retirement for these people, will offset the breakage savings when we replace them.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. All right, nothing else, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? So moved. We got to routine business. If I can get a motion and a second, please, to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of December 9th, 2024.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the regular meeting of December 9th, 2024.
You have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jen. Anyone have any questions or corrections for the minutes? No? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain?
Abstain.
Thank you. So moved. Anyone have any questions about the budget transfers November of '24? Or the treasurer's report of November of '24? Moving on to other business. Is there any questions about the health and safety meeting minutes from December 11th, 2024? All right.
I did. Oh, never mind. I did see it. Thank you. Never mind.
Okay. All right, at this time, we will open up the second hearing for privilege of the floor. Again, remind everybody that we have a 30-minute time limit. Each person who wishes to speak has 5 minutes. And please adhere to board policy 1230. As well as state your name and address. All right, if not, we will close the second hearing and privilege of the floor. Thank you everyone for attending tonight, and I will ask for a motion, a second to adjourn, please.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Chad. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?